larger cities. The true success indicator has been from the fans.
Yeah, we're back, baby. Woo! Hey, everyone. Welcome to the club. It's me, your host, Mars, back from the Caribbean. They actually don't use that voice, so I'm going to just pump the brakes on that. It's all Spanish in the Dominican. We're gonna start over again. Can I start over? No, I'm not gonna start over. I'm blowing the dust off of my brain still. I am still totally in vacation mode. I think that my trip was too good. You told me it would happen, but I'm back. I'm here with Mort, Trey, and Hawes. Welcome to the three of you. Say hey, guys.
Hey,
Good evening. Ben he's on a boat. He's on a boat. Did I see
on a boat?
Yeah, with the flippy floppies.
Okay. So, and then I am also going to be doing the editing and production of this episode. So apologies in advance. If you're hearing this, it means I was successful in creating something.
Would it be less sound effects than last week?
I don't know. Well, we're going to find out how I do. We're going to find out how I do.
That's what it is.
I don't know. The last episode I edited was over a year ago. So just, when you're struggling through this one, be thankful for Ben. We miss you, Ben. Enjoy your boat.
Yep. Miss ya.
So anyway, on this episode, we are going to talk about our win from this weekend against DC. We're going to do all the usual thoughts and players, reading the internet. We got a big Run Club update, a lot of miles. And then we're going to do our predictions. May touch on a little USA interactions of the players that we had out and how that may have affected our game. But before we do, looking forward to catching up with you guys. Hawes, you were in New York, live from New York.
Yes, with Ben
last
and some other
week.
friends.
I recorded a very sleepy intro from my Ocean View patio at 7 a.m.
It's rough.
One of the few times that I checked my phone in the last week. It was rough. So anyway, how was the trip?
It's a lot of fun. The concert venue, Brooklyn Paramount, was one of the coolest venues I've ever been to. I've never been to a venue with so many bars, which was fantastic. Good bourbon selection, surprisingly, at a music venue again.
Yeah.
The bands were good. It was a good time.
I like the progression in that recording. How it went from like, okay, we're going to try to do a good job on this, to people just yelling at the microphone at the end, like in stages. It was great. It's like,
we lost some of the audio. It was a adventure recording.
Yeah, how was that? Because we've talked about trying to do something like that at Duncan's bar.
The initial portion of the recording, we could only find space at this little tiny bar at the back of the restaurant, right in front of the bathrooms. And so many people walked up while we were recording and asked us if we were in line for the bathrooms. So that was fun.
Oh, awesome. Okay. All right. And then Trey, I mused how you may have enjoyed the game. How was your week? Did you go on any exotic vacations, or what were you up to?
No, I sat at home and went to work.
Okay.
Like normal Americans do while their kids go on spring breaks.
Right.
It was good. It was a good week. It was temperature was good. So yeah, I good old Central Ohio.
I don't know
Got
if
a win Friday night indoor.
Oh, okay.
It's a battle.
Yeah, no, we played really well. Morton wasn't there; he was in Utah, and no, you were in Vegas by that point. Let's see. I played on. No, none of this matters at all. But yes, we did get a win without Morton or Ben, which is very nice for a Friday night.
And then,
I made salsa. That was probably the highlight of my week. Was salsa, handed it out, and Yeah.
From what I read, the feedback is really good for those who got one.
Spicy.
And so I don't remember if we had this conversation on or off air, but there is some ongoing debate, and I actually heard it mentioned elsewhere, of whether adults go on spring break or if they just. Oh, I think we did talk about this a little longer.
You definitely went on spring break.
Yeah, so
Because
I did.
you went
I want to
solo.
hear. I have a couple thoughts on my last week, but I want to hear more. How did you find the confidence in? I saw on Strava you were walking along cliffside ridges in what I assume is the Grand Canyon.
Oh yeah,
with your children not tethered to anything.
they've been
No leashes.
They've been hiking quite a bit. And Trey, just in talking about spring break, mine are 10 and 12.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the first time we took them on spring break. So, in time you'll get there because we had no desire
you're
before.
Bragging, maybe humble, it does not help.
Yeah.
Well, so you were at the Grand Canyon, and I saw you guys were hiking and incredible views. Tell us about your trip, but also I'm just floored. Like, I would never let my kids near any kind of drop. You know, legal size staircase is about as far down as I'll let them approach without.
I got on Ben about taking his kids on a cruise. I'd have a panic attack.
Yeah,
you kidding me?
Right.
If I mention
kid's like a spider monkey.
If I mention switchback to my daughter now, her face goes like pale. She's so tired of switchbacks because that's what we've been doing for the whole week. No, they have some. We've been hiking on and off for many years, and we've taken up some big hikes in Norway before. But man, I mean, but you get a little bit nervous here. But you look at some of the people that try to go up and down those hills. So the chances when it comes to coordination, my kids are decent. So that was definitely nice, and they become pretty good to travel with. So I had a fantastic couple of days. Zion, Bryce Canyon, and then over to Grand Canyon, as you said, and then finished it off with a tour of Vegas, which I'm not a rush to get back to.
How was the Sphere?
What'd you do in the Sphere?
The Sphere was fantastic. I mean, like, it's that big dome where they have like almost like a 360 kind of like a screen
sphere,
inside.
Yes.
Is it the Grateful Dead pre-show you were at?
No, we went in to watch some of those. It's called like a postcard from Earth or whatever. The story on that story was so crappy, I can't even tell you. But the video and all of that was just nature video of like you see monkey ahead of you and things like that was great. But I mean, the storyline was so cliche and it was just bad. But man, it was an experience. Now I can check that off and I don't have to go down back to Vegas. Maybe ever.
How many bars were there?
In there? There was enough bars.
Okay. All right. Great. No, that's great. So, and then you were full week, right? You were like Saturday or Friday.
Yeah, just got back in time to watch the game yesterday and just sit down, come home and relax. It was great.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, I mentioned we did Sunday to Friday, and I imagine what those astronauts must feel like when they came back to Earth.
Gravity hits you?
Yeah. Yeah. We're having a hard time. We're having a hard time.
It's really heavy.
Agreeing to continue life, but yeah, it's all good. We had a good time. We dropped our kids off in Cincinnati transfer. We dropped them off in Indy, so we didn't have to drive to Cincinnati and back. But we flew out Friday, and it was great. We got our runs in. It's 85 every day, 100% humidity. So
I gave you kudos on that, man. I've been to beach vacations and things before, and finding the motivation to go out and run, it takes some strength.
Yeah. It was. I would say 80-20. That was all Lauren. I mean, even like when we landed, it was like before we even had a drink, it was like, let's get one in because we had been flying all day, and so we got a run in every day and travel day. So it was good.
And you found time for some sexy beach shots.
Oh yeah. I sent you
Photographs.
guys some some photos of myself jogging down the sandy soil of the Dominican beaches, so that you'll have more dirt on me in the future. So you're
The
welcome.
question
for that.
was, why did you look at the camera while you were jogging?
Because I was so the reason why I was looking at the camera,
I mean, it was a beauty shot. You got to look into the distance.
I was trying to do that, and I have some other shots that I'll share with you. I was getting impatient, if I'm being honest. So the backstory here is just that Hawes sent me a picture from when we went and played a show a couple shows, I think, in Rhode Island. We were up in New England. I think we had 2 or 3 shows. And we were staying with this guy in Rhode Island, and he lived near a beach. And so we all went to the beach, and somebody took a picture of me doing like the Baywatch jog.
Hasselhoff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I had
that
nailed the execution in that shot because I was looking in the distance. And
The locks were flowing.
I had very long hair, longish hair. So for my birthday last week, Hawes shared this picture of me. And so anyway, I tried to recreate it, but it was embarrassed. It's embarrassing to begin with, but it just took so long to get this. It was like my 3rd or 4th try. I'm like, I was,
Did you have a crowd? Is that what it was?
Yeah. There were people applauding.
That's
There were people
amazing.
onlookers. I got a few extra free drinks out of that. So anyway, you're welcome to you guys. You're welcome to the world. Anyway,
Welcome back.
yeah, we're back. So let's get
Welcome
down
back.
to it. Trey, let's talk about the DC game.
Hey, what happened?
Facts that could save your life.
All right. Saturday, March 29th, 2025, in the sparsely occupied stadium known as Audi Field, the Crew faced off against the Fighting Benteques of DC United in front of a reported 17,048 Washingtonians. The weather was a beautiful 69 degrees at kick as the Crew faced off against DC for the first time this year. Columbus was as dominant statistically as they have been in recent games, but they still managed to have an advantage in the majority of the offensive categories, including possession with a 53-47 advantage, total shots, shots on target, accurate passes at 86%, total passes. But DC proved to be a formidable foe and fought hard. In fact, in the loss to Columbus, they held the overall XG advantage of 1.36 to 1.19. So, some may say they deserve to win the game. That's if you believe in those type of stats, but I don't believe in feels like. I only believe in real life. And in real life, this was a 2-1 Crew away win. Hawes, hit us with those lineups.
The Crew started with Jason Russell Rowe up top, Dewan Jones, Arfston, Rossi, and Herrera, with Nagbe and Chambeau behind them. Chaberko, Zawadzki, and Ruvalcaba in the back, with Schulte in goal. Of note, Amundsen was on the bench. I thought he would be back after the red card. And Morera was also on the bench, back from injury.
All right, 13th minute. Hawes, what the happened?
13th minute goal for Beneteke. The broadcast is looking back at the Kim double save that happened moments before.
Right.
Then it cuts to the live feed, and DC is already in our box. Herrera plays a line-splitting ball from the half line through the Crew's midfield and back line to Peglo, running in behind Zawadzki. He cuts into the box, gets by Zawadzki. Ruvalcaba steps and can't win the ball back as Peglo pokes it to a wide-open Beneteke, who takes a touch, shoots low with his right from the PK spot, past Schulte, his 4th goal of the season.
All right, 3 minutes later, 16th minute. Hawes.
Goal for Rossi. Chambeau plays a corner kick into the box, and Bartlett is able to head it out to Pirani, who turns and sprints out the left side with Zawadzki hot on his tail. He attempted to pass to the middle of the field, but gives it away to Arfston. He collects the ball, drives forward, passes wide to Chambeau on the right side. He plays a ball through to Herrera into the box. With his first touch, Herrera cuts the pass back to Rossi. He's right around the corner of the 6-yard box, settles it with a touch, shoots low and driven with his right from a tough angle. Kim gets a touch on it, but not enough to keep it from going into the side netting. 1-1.
Great job sticking with that corner.
Yep. All right, 31st minute. Lucas Bartlett for DC has shown the yellow for the reckless studs-up tackle on Max Arfston. 33rd minute. DC United with the sub as Dodson comes in for Aaron Herrera. And in the 34th minute, yellow card shown to DC player David Schnegg for the pull on Herrera.
Best name.
Worst name.
Schnegg.
Schnegg.
35th minute, yellow card shown to Jason
It
Russell
was
Rowe.
like he realized he forgot he had a yellow card, the ref.
Yes.
It was like, he's Oprah out there.
You get a card. So 35th minute, yellow card shown to Jason Russell Rowe for two-handing the DC United player from behind, preventing the counter. Teams go into halftime tied at 1.
That was a
Alright.
straight quote, I'm sorry, from like the Real Betis game earlier today. They talked about the ref all of a sudden handing out cards like Oprah.
Oh, really?
Yes.
It's so
I
weird.
didn't watch that.
So weird.
I didn't watch that
They did.
because I'm not obsessed with Cucho like you guys are.
Yeah.
Or Ben specifically, but okay.
Sorry to disrupt.
No, it's all right. 65th minute, Haas.
Goal for Rossi. After a spell of possession with the Crew kicking the ball around the offensive half of the field, Chaberco tries a long ball to Herrera, but DC gets on it and immediately lose the ball back to Nagby. He passes out left to Dujo, who passes out wider left to Arfston. Arfston moves towards the box, lays a pass off to Rossi outside the box with some space. He winds up a shot as Kijma steps in and it deflects off his foot. It ends up being a looping shot, dipping over the keeper under the bar. 1-2 Crew, Rossi's 4th goal of the season.
Nice.
All right, 66th minute, double sub for the Crew as Morera comes in for Chupacabra
Pronunciations. Brought to you by the idiots of Upper 90 Club.
and AZ in for Dewan Jones. 70th minute, DC with 2 subs as Morel comes in for Stroud and Inau in for Kijima. 71st, Derek Dodson for DC is shown the yellow for a hard tackle on AZ. And then 75th minute, DC United with another sub as Badgie comes in for Peltoya. That guy. All right, 77th, Peglo earns a yellow as he tracked Ezeal from behind, brought him to his knees from behind. Seemed a bit soft, but he got the yellow for it. I mean, didn't seem like a lot of contact. So, 84th minute, Columbus with the double sub as Amundsen comes in for Russell Rowe and Taha Habrun comes in for Nagby, who had just been chopped down from behind and hopefully won't feel any after effects of the tackle from Inau.
Hey now, Eno.
Hey now, Inau. Peglo,
Hey
Peglo.
now. You guys watch Larry Sanders?
90th minute, Derek Jones comes in for the first time this year. And with that, Columbus goes on to victory at 2-1. With the win, Columbus takes the edge in the all-time record with 39 wins to 38 losses and 14 draws against DC United. The Crew moves up to 3rd in the Eastern Conference and 4th in the Supporter Shield. The next match for the Crew will be against Montreal on April 5th at 7:30 p.m. back at home in lower.com.
And they fired their coach, right?
They did. They fired Kortok because Joey Saputo sucks. That
Yeah,
guy's
that
terrible.
club is a mess. But we come back to that.
We will.
predicts.
Okay. And then do we have a Cirque stat?
No, but we do have
This is Steve Cirque, and this is
MLS Communications.
Stat.
With its 2-1 victory over DC United, the Columbus Crew, 3-0-3, extended its season-opening unbeaten streak to 6 matches, which is tied for the second longest season-opening undefeated streak in club history. They had 8 in 2010.
Okay. Well, I'm going to have to come up with a little sting for that. What was it? MLS Communications?
Yes.
All right. I'll get working on that. Until then, we'll be right back.
This episode of the Upper 90 Club is brought to you, as always, by Supporter Supply Company. Hi, friends, this is your good pal Morgan Hughes, here to talk to you about a serious issue facing 96% of all Crew supporters in Columbus. Why, Not enough free shipping, of course. For a limited time now, through the eventual heat death of the universe, Upper 90 Club listeners can use the promo code Upper90Boys. That's boys with a Z on the end of it, at checkout for free delivery on absolutely any order over $10. But Morgan, what if I order $10 worth of stickers, or those goddamned buttons, or some other combination of small items that make you want to kill yourself? Will the free shipping still apply then, even as you curse our family, while you package up our little tiny annoying ass order for us? Of course it will. That's just how much we here at Supporter Supply value our friends at the Upper 90 Club. So head on over to supportersupply.co and use the promo code Upper90Boys. That's boys with a Z at checkout for free shipping on all your orders over $10. And don't forget to tell him that your friends at the Upper 90 Club sent ya.
All right, so great to see Diego leveling season goals with last year's Golden Boot winner Benteke. This episode may be called Diego Does DC. I think we should call him Saint Diego. That's just a San Diego joke. But there are other... Are
we back right now?
Yeah, we are. Oh, that's good, man. Yeah, good thing I'm in charge of the crickets. You just wait. Let's do our thoughts and players.
Thoughts and players.
So I mentioned it earlier. National team call-ups. We had that USA match with Arfston, Schulte.
Yeah, they had 2 games during this window for was it the Nations Cup?
Some made-up tournament.
Was it Gold Cup? I saw
no Nations.
No,
League.
Gold Cup is coming
Nations
up.
League. Yeah,
Nations
League.
League.
I saw some Gold Cup competitions were played, but not by the U.S.
Yes. So yeah, you had Arfston who in the second game against Canada played a lot of minutes.
90.
Yeah. And then Schulte didn't make any appearances. And then Farsi was also with Algeria.
Right.
Didn't even make the bench for both games.
So
he just took a trip. He just
practiced with the national team.
It's okay.
Yeah.
He practiced.
So he was missing from the bench against DC.
Right.
Yeah, I think it had a big impact, at least with Arfston. I thought Schulte actually looked fine. I thought Arfston looked tired in this game. He was playing a role in the U.S. game that he doesn't really play. They had him as an outside back.
Right back?
No, I think he was left.
Okay.
But they wanted him to be more defensive, and he doesn't really play that defensive role. He plays more in the channel, in the offensive box-to-box type of player. And Pochettino didn't play him that way. And he honestly, he didn't look great. I didn't think he looked bad, but he didn't really have a really good rating on FotMob. So
5.3.
Yep.
Yeah, and obviously some of these things affected our lineup too. Obviously, with Farsi out, Herrera started, and I want to bring up Herrera real quick. His first half,
sign him,
was excellent. It was excellent. He had some struggles in second half though, but I think it was because fatigue was starting to get to him a little bit. He doesn't have. He was getting up. He was getting to the end line many times, but he was struggling getting back a little bit. And they tried to get you on transition every time. The one thing they do is hit over the top, try to get off Benteke on top. And he was struggling a little bit in the second half, but man, he was great first half. One of the best performances I've seen. I heard he played. I didn't see the previous game, the full game, and I heard he played really well in the last game as well. And I thought Jones was doing it pretty good. Having the Jones and Arfston together on the side there a little bit
on the left,
was a pretty good combination. Even though Arfston did look a little heavy, we were coming back to that around with 90 minutes for US. He looked a little gassed as well.
He couldn't even step over in the second half.
No, he just fell over.
Yeah.
I mean, he talked about the confidence it's kind of given him playing for the national team, even though it was a poor game for the U.S. overall, which I think probably impacts his rating, just how the team played in general. But we got to sign Herrera. He's only on loan with us through June, July, August, something like that.
That's what we said. I thought it was just for like, hey, sign him for fun. But no,
No,
yes, you're
we
right.
need to sign him. He is a great player.
He is a very good player. And that stuck out to me. And of course, the other thing of worry from the stats and players is for Nagby, obviously. Going out, it looked like there was looked more like an impact injury, maybe to the knee. He was walking off gingerly. So I hope it's nothing serious. They didn't comment on it. I think I read today they haven't commented on his injury yet.
Correct.
So
no
we
official comment yet.
Might know more by the time this podcast is out. So hopefully all is well there as well. So, and last thing I said was Zawadzki again. I mean, the way he's playing right now, he's playing at an extremely high level for us.
He was the impetus to that turnaround after the failed quarter attempt.
He played great against Beneteke, too. Like someone that has probably like 6 inches on him. He was shutting him down for the majority of the game.
We saw Nagby wind up and take one, 25th minute or so.
Deflected for a corner. Yep.
Yeah.
We're waiting for that. Still waiting for that bomb. He missed one last year. He didn't get one last year, so that got to come this year, I'm guessing.
Yeah, never from inside the box.
Yeah. But the other thing that was interesting was we purposely tried to keep a very high line, because I think we were less worried about them hitting Benteke over the top. Obviously, they got over the top a couple of times, but I was more with Pirani, I think, that created some dangerous situation for us where he beat our trap and get through, and that was really the only thing they had. But and both the goals we had, what is his name, Ruval Kaba or whatever his name is.
Ruval Kaba.
Yeah,
sounds about right.
Yeah, and I think that was the only 2 things he really did very poorly. It was probably those two, and there was one where they almost scored as well. That's what I was think was the other one. That is a little bit naive maybe in how he was defending, but he also, I think this is why Nancy rates him. He got up the field a lot, kind of like Morera. He found himself a couple of times all the way inside of DC's box, kind of like cutting some passes in there. So, man, how old is he? He is 23 years old. So,
well, and on that note, we officially signed him to the first team on Friday, the 28th of March. For this season with options for the 2026 and 2027. He was a super draft pick in the 2nd round, and he was technically signed to Crew 2 at the beginning of March, but has not played a single minute for them. And then I saw a little blurb about against NYCFC. He became the first Crew 2 player to start a first team match and one of 4 to make an MLS appearance, along with Jason Russell-Rowe and Mohamed Farsi in 2022, and Tristan Brown last week. Yeah. I think there's a lot of potential there. Like you said, Mort, there were some issues in this game this week where his defending was a little poor. He got beat in the box a couple times, but kind of exciting. I mean, very surprised they started him over Amundsen.
You had both Amundsen and Morera available, and you start the kid. I mean,
I understand Morera coming back from the injury.
Yeah.
Like not wanting to start him, but to start, they just signed him. Like, it's crazy.
The day before the game. Right.
Yes.
He said the 28th.
Well, he was on a Crew 2 contract, though, wasn't he?
Correct.
Yeah. So, I mean, he was making pennies, but I don't know. I think it's wonderful to have these players come up and fill the squad spots. You know, these are the type of players we need behind our DPs.
And this
we
is
just need DPs.
Right.
Yeah. And this is
that we don't have.
This is the longest bench we had all season, I think, pretty much, because we had on the bench. We saw Jones, Derek Jones come in. We saw Taha. I never.
Taha.
Taha, thank you. Came in.
That was a laugh joke.
Yeah, we had Lapalainen is back, so we yet to see him. As far as I don't know if he came in last week, but
nope, he did not.
And we had Sejic and Mroka. They were all on the bench, so I mean, it's good to have people to fill in spots.
You have a lot of players that are playing minutes too. I mean, we've seen Morocco, we've seen Tristan Brown, we've seen Ruvalcaba, in Taha and
Taha, by the way, came in and played well.
Yeah, it's a good thing to have these players coming up and through, especially when you have multiple players on national team duty that are gone. So it is a good step forward in building this roster towards the end of the season and the playoffs.
Any concern from you guys with Farsi not on the bench even? And not making the bench of Algeria in either game. So he has 0 minutes from that trip, comes back on Thursday afternoon, doesn't play.
I have no problem with it. The way Herrera was playing.
Lagged or something.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing is came on Thursday. They probably traveled on Friday, right? And said, hey, just stay, get yourself right. And he will come back and he will start the next game. I'm pretty sure.
Are you projecting that maybe other teams are looking at him when he's over there?
I don't have any grand schemes or thoughts of what might be happening. I just thought it was weird that he wasn't there. Herrera's playing really well. It's just
yeah.
Well, the window
our back line right now is and our wing backs are like our.
Is he a player that we could afford to move on?
Not yet. We could afford to move on. But I think he's been
playing so good this season.
He has.
Up until the final quarter of the field, he's been
the end of the year. Player. Last year, I could have take it or leave it. If he came back, that's great. If he didn't, that's great. At this point, I would prefer to see him stay.
Yeah,
he moves the ball, man. Just don't ask him to shoot, because he'll think about it, and then he won't do it.
But no, I don't think it's anything. I know with the window and all that, I think this is straightforward. He didn't get playing time over there because of whatever coaching decisions, and he didn't travel because he came late. I don't think there's anything more to that than that. I guess the only place he could go is pretty much MLS and maybe Saudi. I don't know if they're open anymore either. So I don't predict that would be a thing. So, but.
Okay.
Well, no minutes is one thing, but not even to make the bench, I think is weird.
I know. Like Botswana, maybe I get it, but Mozambique, that's an insult. Let's read the internet.
You got mail.
So we had a listener reach out to us, Jane Ludwig on Instagram. We encourage you all to do the same if you have thoughts, questions, things you'd like to hear us talk about.
Yes. Or the desire to run 33.1 miles like Jane did last week.
Message us on X, Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky. Blue Sky is a big fave.
Who's gonna tell him that X is the same as Twitter?
It's the same thing. I just covering bases for the old people out there.
Okay.
So Jane reached out, and I actually I didn't see the message till a week later because that's how good I am at Instagram. She said, hey, I just listened to last week's podcast. Can you guys comment on Camacho? I know he's injured, but when he returns, I feel like he'll bring more energy overall and depth in the back. He's missed.
She meant death in the back.
Depth. That makes sense.
Oh, I said death. Because he's old.
So the last update I saw on Camacho from Brianna McKay from the Dispatch was that Nancy had said that he could be available for the next match, which would have been this weekend's match, which he was not available for. So I think it's like a mid-April return potentially.
I'm just hoping he is sitting back recharging his batteries, and when he's ready to play, he just comes out, doesn't need 2 weeks to warm up, and just comes out and dominates the back. That's really what I'm hoping for, because if not, this could be the beginning of the end.
Could you remind me that he has not played, right?
No, he has
not played a
a
match.
thigh injury, and it's online. It says mid-April.
Yeah.
at this
It
point.
says like.
But
Do
that's
you think
like
he even
Josh
comes back into the
Williams
starting lineup?
energy, doesn't it? Like,
Or is he more depth?
I think at this point he will have to play his way back in. Between two things, he coming back from an injury, and he also coming back from a kind of a weak end of last season.
Yeah.
Where he was
Oh, yeah.
not playing well ever since he
a little
got that
slow.
head injury. Remember,
Yep.
we talked about this.
what
He didn't
game
play
that
very
was
well.
against Cincy? Right, the head injury was against
Or was it
Cincy.
Orlando?
Some team.
They were playing against a team.
I think it was Orlando.
I
feel like it was Orlando.
Well, maybe so. I know that he was not right during the Miami game because
Correct.
he was
Yeah.
wilding out, and getting red cards, basically at every opportunity through from October 2nd when they played Miami until we crashed out again in our residency with the Red Bull. At the end of the season, and into
Well, he
postseason.
he brings a lot of experience. He leadership back there. When he plays on his best, if it's like at his best, like it was early last year when we're going through the C3 and all that stuff, he will have that spot back. And the beautiful things about that gives us much more options around in the back, where you can put Zavadsky in midfield. You can switch the other guys that plays next
Well,
to him.
that's the interesting thing, because if you're going to push Zawadzki up, you've had Shambos playing that role really well.
Yeah.
So to take him out of that role with Nagby, I mean, if Nagby's hurt, it gives you another option for sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
But
we need that.
the way we've been playing the last 3 games with Shambos playing alongside Nagby, I think it's a combination that we got to keep running with.
I don't think Chambeau had. He's been playing well many games. I don't think this was his best.
No, but he
It was
didn't play
fine.
bad.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
I
They
mean-
have found a dynamic now.
I also think Zawadzki has been excelling in the back line. Like
That's
he's
the
looked
other
better in the back this year than he has in the middle of the field.
He's the only thing. He
Wasn't-
might be a little bit undersized, but he plays very physical.
Wasn't he in that role 1.0 before Morris left? Wasn't he more of a defensive player?
When
He kind of
this
came
year?
in, didn't he fill the shoes of Quinton when we were like reaching
Yes,
for a
he did.
defender?
Yes.
And Quinton just kept own goaling figuratively and literally. and it was that stretch from like April to July when we were waiting for Josh Williams to come back. We were waiting for the trade window to open back up. Zawadzki came in and filled that defensive role, and then Morris left. And we slotted him in, and he played more of that role. He played goalkeeper one game.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
Yes.
I guess I'm saying, is this more of a natural position for him to be in the defense, and does that play into the calculus of the Camacho return?
It's a good question. I think he's a little bit of a will trap player, right? Like kind of he's definitely a defensive midfielder. I think that's his primary spot, but it's not really a spot we have in this formation.
Mm-hmm.
So he like either put a little bit out of position either way, but he excels either way. Because I don't think a straight center back is his role. I don't think the midfield how we played is not really his role either. But he will excel and play.
Swiss Army knife.
Yes, exactly. Potato.
So the other thing that Jane commented on was also talking about if it was a possibility to bring Diego Luna onto this team, should we? Now, she said she's met him. He's got spark. She really likes him. I'm paraphrasing. Is this the type of player? I mean, if we went for Diego Luna as like a DP type player or an MLS DP type player, would you guys be interested in it?
I like Diego Luna.
Yeah, I do too.
I think he would work really well being able to feed, Rossi and Russell Rowe and maybe even Arfston up top.
I wonder if he's a little similar to Rossi in some ways with how they play.
And how they're named.
And how they're named.
Dos
Didn't think
Diegos.
about that. It's interesting. I mean, I think there's more than a handful of players within the MLS right now that we could go after that are interesting, that maybe aren't getting minutes with their team currently, that could potentially play well with the Crew. But Diego Luna is one of them that I would be interested in personally.
After watching him with the U.S., I'm warming up quickly to him, and he really has the ability to unlock attackers. He can pull those strings and play the passes that really set your forwards up for high scoring opportunities. So that's why I would be interested.
Yeah.
I thought it was a really good comment. So
to put that into perspective, last year for 36 games for Real Salt Lake, he had 9 goals, 8 assists. That puts him like that kind of player that I guess he will be for us. He will be 10-10, right? He'll probably get 10 goals, 10 assists, which is DP territory when it comes to numbers.
I think his assists would be even higher on this team, though.
Oh yeah, and I think also with age as well. I mean, he is currently 21 years old only,
right?
And put him with Nancy. He has a little bit that little bit of Cucho in him. I feel like he has a little bit.
He's got the tats.
He got the rawness. He's a very raw, emotional, playing with emotion on his sleeve kind of thing. I like him. I would. I think that's a great. I think it's very unlikely because I think his next stop is probably, I would imagine, it would be overseas.
I didn't get a chance to look into his contract situation or anything like that either. So, but with the interleague trades option that is available now, it's the reason that players this year have been moving between MLS teams more frequently than we've seen in the past, and keeping players in the league. It's a name to throw out there for sure.
Also, throwing out that name, it could be Diego Fagundes or Diego Chara. Also, you could see in the MLS.
Diego only. Jane, thank you for reaching out. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, Jane. And good job putting up the miles. We'll talk about that later. Also on the internet, help me with this one.
Well, we're talking about the potential players, and somebody broke the news that we were in that Columbus Crew was in conversation with Mama Balde, which is a winger type of players, because we need new winger that plays for Brest in the French league. So he's a guy that has played this year, been playing against Barcelona, Real Madrid, lost both games. He played
29
PSG.
years old.
Yeah, 29 years old, experienced. It's not putting up really high numbers, but definitely a very experienced players from GNB, whatever that is, Ghanaian Republic or something. Or Gabon, I think it might be. But hey, it's an interesting prospect. They were talking about there might be a possibility of a 4-year contract. I think this is highly speculative at this point. They brought him in this year from Lyon, and a part of that was the playing in Champions League. They think the fact that Brest now has realistically no chance of getting back to the Champions League next year. They were kind of like a what do you call it? A one of those
outside chance, or
well,
dark horse.
They were kind of a dark horse. So they were kind of unique. They're a very small club in France. So they think that he might be offloaded because he might wanted to move on to other things because Champions League is out and Brest is not that attractive of a club in France.
Did you already say 2 goals, 3 assists this season?
Yeah, in 23 games. So he hasn't put on. He had seasons before in other clubs where he put in on some higher numbers. I mean, it is in a bigger league, but he's played for good clubs. So I haven't seen anything from him, so I can't see like what kind of quality he has. But definitely somebody that seemed to have at least a pedigree from experience to be a DP, but maybe not the numbers that we might be looking for. But Kucha wasn't putting a ton of numbers either when he come in.
Yeah,
so that's one thing that keep in mind. But he was also younger.
Okay. And then the other thing we saw is, this is not crew related other than just
Snubbing us.
Yeah, more frustration with the Club World Cup. What did we see? There was an additional vacancy because the owner of, help me,
Leon and Pachuca, I believe it was,
is the same, and they can't have two clubs with the same ownership in the tournament, so they tossed Leon. Is that right?
Yeah.
So now they're in a position where they got to fill that spot. Plug in the Columbus Crew? No. FIFA has drawn up plans to hold a one-game. This is from MLS News on Blue Sky. FIFA has drawn up plans to hold a one-game playoff between Club America, and LAFC to determine a replacement team for the Club Leon spot at the 2025 Club World Cup. This seems, I mean, it's not official, but the sources have said so. Why these teams? What is there any justification there?
Yeah, there's a little bit of background here. One of them is the fact that LA was the team that lost to Leon. Leon was qualified because they were the last year's winner of the Champions Cup, I believe, or the year before, whatever it was. It's weird how people qualified. And LAFC was the one losing to them, so they were kind of the runners-up. They're also, I believe, higher up there in the ranking, which I don't quite understand. But
what, in the FIFA club rankings?
Yeah, or the CONCACAF club rankings or something. I thought we were up there, but
yeah.
So it doesn't look like there's, even though like you can say we were the runners up in this year's.
And we got poisoned.
Yeah, C3. It doesn't seem like there's any window because we don't have the LFFC or the Club America name. Because Club America, I have to remember, they're not in the tournament and they have maybe the biggest, name in all of CONCACAF.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of, kind of like how Miami was picked from winning,
Yep.
Yeah.
They want eyeballs.
Yeah.
It does feel like a snub, but at the same time, I don't want the Crew to compete in this competition right now with our current roster situation.
Do you say that because you don't want us to lose, or because you would rather have the time off to not be stressed through the rest of the season?
The latter.
Okay, same. Yeah, I really don't care that we're not going to be in this Club World Cup. I mean, had we won last year and then we were getting snubbed, okay. But we didn't. We didn't win MLS Cup.
Oh, you mean like had we won some other qualifying trophy?
Right. If we beat Pachuca and then if we
beat
MLS
Pachuca,
Cup,
we're in regardless. So.
Yeah, right.
Well, except for they'd find a way to get it to screw us.
No.
I'm just saying.
Don't be one of those.
Dong.
Yeah,
tinfoil hat does not work in a tornado.
You just tell that to Dorothy, all right?
I'm just checking my tickets. I guess I was buying a ticket to see Borussia Dortmund. So Finn and I kind of follow Dortmund a little bit. That's my other yellow team.
Oh,
but they're not playing Leon. I was kind of hoping something could happen, but they're playing like an Asian team, I guess. So
okay,
we got to
where's
see
that?
Tickle Stadium.
Oh, okay,
Cincinnati.
Yeah,
Cincinnati.
It's a strong German contingent down there too. Okay. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. But what did you say? Did you say Park Place? Were you like making a Monopoly pun? Because you shaved your head, or
what?
He's like, the best part of Las Vegas was the free parking. Thanks, Mart.
I just could have sworn you were like, they're ahead of us on Park Place. It's like, what's this snazzy?
I might have said that.
reference?
I don't enunciate very well, so.
We forgot to mention that Crew 2 is playing Open Cup on Tuesday. So
April Fools.
We'll see how they do.
6 p.m. at LDC.
Against Lexington Soccer Club,
who have 1 win, 2 draws, and a loss in their season so far.
Is that Kentucky?
Yes, it is.
But they're like
No, I said
they're not-
Lexington SC, so it has to be South Carolina.
It's founded in 2021, Lexington, Kentucky.
Okay, all right. Odd that they would found in Kentucky if they were from
There's
South
a lot
Carolina.
of teams that are from South Carolina, by the way.
It's all about the name recognition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nashville.
Chicken.
Nordec was giving away free tickets to that one. If you're trying to go, they might still have some.
I'm sure
Their
they do.
ticket's going to be hard to get by.
Yeah, it's sparsely attended, right? I mean,
I think they were trying to prove a point that the U.S. Open Cup matters, and they bought 96 tickets to the match.
Okay.
To give away to people.
Yeah, and I heard people did complain that it was not very well promoted. I mean, like, they don't even try to push it at all. There's no real good communication.
But that's
through
not the
season tickets.
problem.
Well, we watched that.
I mean,
we were talking.
Why
about
wouldn't
that
you
game.
promote it?
Oh,
what was that? What was
I'm
that
with you,
team
but-
that Dax and all the guys are playing on? What's his name?
Like North Dakota FC.
No, they're like
Duluth or something?
Yeah, Duluth.
Duluth.
That sounds right.
Kickers or something.
Deranged
like that.
Duluth.
Yeah, it's a alliteration. It's Dax and
Question.
Yeah, and Jamie
Ray Phillips.
Wright Phillips.
Phillips. They're all on the team, and they. So I saw a little bit of that broadcast, and it literally was like cell phone at Avery Park, kind of like it's crazy.
Yep,
it's crazy. But anyway, okay. Well, speaking of '96, I want to jump to our run club.
Yeah, it's a rundown. We're coming to town. It's a rundown. Okay. What we're gonna do is a rundown. Down, rundown.
Quick update here. We do have a new goal. Ben, I have to give Ben credit for this. Our new goal is 1,996 miles as a club is our new goal. We smashed our 960 goal a few weeks back, and I think that we've beaten 960 every week since. As I sit here, which is late on Sunday, which is when the markets close on running miles, we're at 1241 for the week.
Ooh,
so
impressive.
How many members?
We got 92 members, and I want to give a quick
Keeps
shout
going
out.
up.
Yeah, yep. Quick shout out to new members in the last few weeks.
Keep sending the dollars.
Keep sending those dollars. Chris H, Gage T, Kevin M, Floor Deca Car just changed his name. That's why he showed up on my report here. Emma, AJ, Justin J, and Don. Welcome to the club.
Welcome to the club.
And they're, let's see, they put up some miles. Putting up some miles for us. So yeah, I mentioned Jane. Jane put up some miles. We had two 75 milers this week.
Good
What
Lord.
is wrong with you?
God bless these people.
Chase and Chris S.
Chase.
Nate, maybe his twin brother.
Nate,
60 miles.
Cut it in half
from
and
Nate.
double it or whatever.
Okay, so Nate logged 60 miles. So good job, Nate. Stacy's somehow on vacation, logged 39 miles. She put up some this morning, right?
Yeah, she ran quite a bit this morning. She took me, by the way, out on a 4 a.m. run in the canyon. It was pitch black, and we can hear coyotes. And it was like, Stacy, I don't like this. I was saying she's used to running like in all kinds of things. I was like, I don't like this. Anyways,
I'm scared.
Yeah,
it's like Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
No, it was
a bunch of eyeballs in the dark.
It was, but it was more the elevation and the hills than anything else. To be honest.
Yeah.
Highway.
I need to say, sorry, little correction. It was the Des Moines Menace is who
Des
they play
Moines
for.
Menace.
Oh,
We're close enough.
And it was not alliteration. It was Menace.
Des Moines.
Des Moines Menace. So no, yeah.
Oh,
it's an M to M.
Yeah, the Des is it's a silent Des. Okay. Okay, cool. Let's see. Any other shout outs? We shouted out Jane. I somehow edged out Mort.
Oh, I was hoping that
I put up a few miles today, Mort.
Oh man, I was thinking about
it. Convenient.
Just a 5K this morning got me to 23.2, and I beat you by half mile.
Are you serious? I had like 3 short hikes that I didn't register because I kept driving like 13 miles before I realized that.
Yeah,
man, I would have been the champ for
1
once.
hour. You have 1 hour to upload them right now.
Yeah,
did you not?
Go.
Did you record them?
You could walk
No,
a
I
half
deleted
mile.
You also just sit there and make your watch think that you're
I will
walking.
sit there.
Yeah, just do that.
Okay.
It's an activity.
Yeah. So great job, club. We got a new goal. It
everybody.
It is 1996. So we got about 700 miles to make up on this week. So keep telling folks about the Run Club and
Get to work, Chase. Jeez.
And Chase, or Chase could run another 700 miles. We could do that too. So one of those two things is the way we're going to do it. So either Chase do it or snag a friend, have them join the club and take a run. Okay, I think it's time to review the
tables. Just tables! Tables! But tables! I can't know how to hear any more about tables.
All right, in the Eastern Conference, we got Miami in first place with 13 points, 5 games played. Everyone else has 6 games played in the East. Philly has 12 points in second place, along with your Columbus Crew, technically in third with 12 points, just because of goal differential. We have 4. Philly has 5. Chicago is in fourth with 11 points.
Wow.
Followed by Charlotte, Nashville, Orlando, and Cincinnati with 10 points, filling spots 5 through 8. And New York Red Bull in 9th with 8 points.
I like how Miami has played less games this year. I wonder if that has something to do with Messi's upcoming schedule or something.
And then with Supporter Shield, we got Miami and Vancouver with 13 points each. Philadelphia, Columbus, 3 and 4. San Diego, Chicago, Minnesota, Colorado, Charlotte, and Nashville in 10th.
I do have bad news there because there was a game played today, and Austin is ahead of us on 4th place.
You sure about that?
I am sure about that.
Oh, yeah, it has them at 5 games played on this that I clipped when the game was well
what
over.
What did you just say, more?
Yeah, that's
Austin
right.
had Austin had a W today, and they have, based on wins, they have 4 wins and 2 losses, so they are ahead of us in the table.
Oh, okay.
And to add to that, Montreal, that we are going to play, is on 29th place, but Haas, you're going to say that, aren't you?
29th? Are there 29 teams?
It's 30
in
teams.
Supporter Shield.
Yeah.
Ooh.
They are in 15th place in the East. 2 points.
2
from 2 draws
points.
and 4 losses.
Oh, no.
3
We're
goals
playing them
for,
at
10
home?
goals against. They are 0, 0, and 0 at home. They have not yet had a home game this year.
Is that because of why?
I didn't get a chance to look into it if they have like construction going on, or I don't know.
They're just vagabonds.
I think it's just cold.
I
Cold
think
in
it's just
Canada.
cold weather. They don't have
Not a dome.
It's not like
Montreal.
it's not like Vancouver.
Toronto.
No, Vancouver moves and play in the other stadium, isn't it? Or is it Montreal that normally plays 2 places?
Montreal plays in Stadio Saputo.
yeah,
The
but they
stadium
named
after the owner.
He named it after
It's like
himself.
Paul Brown Stadium.
Yep.
so.
Okay.
I mean, they haven't had easy places to go, but they have only scored 3 goals, and 2 of them were in the very first game.
Wow.
So,
well, maybe okay.
And their one DP has played 0 minutes, I believe.
He's
Their
just
first home
benched.
game will be after us, a week after our match with them.
Yeah.
Oh, so they are in Columbus. Okay.
Yeah. All right. In our table, if you want to bring that up too, in the result from last week,
Yep. We did ours off broadcast, right? Because of Crew York or something.
Yeah, because nobody
correct.
was around.
Yes.
Right. We texted our predictions, and I think I called a tie 1-1. I think maybe Ben said. Oh, Ben
2-1
got it right
for them.
He said 2-1 loss.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I said 2-2 tie. Trey said 1-0 win, and Haas said ding 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 2-1 win. So with that, he obviously got 3 points. Trey and I get 1 point for he get it for the right result. I get it for the right number of goals scored. I said we couldn't keep Benteke out of goal, but we kept him at half the number of times that I thought. That means that Haas is in the lead with 8 points.
Heyo, only person with the
Dominating.
correct score predicted twice.
Twice he got 2 perfect predictions. Nobody else have done even one. In second place is in third place is Ben and I.
I'm sorry. What was that?
You and Ben are in third place.
Third place. Mars is in fourth place, and in second place is Trey with 3 points.
That's weird.
Okay. So I'm in the basement, huh?
You are in the basement.
You're in fifth place.
I don't think I've ever been in the basement before.
You know, the nice thing about that is if you end up in the basement, you have to come to town.
Okay. I know what to do. All right, let's talk about D's next
I don't know. I thought
You got to think about that.
I'm already sweating.
Man, I don't even know.
Buckle up, Buttercup.
My tongue is sweating.
I'm not good at doing things.
You're dumb.
Well, I think we need to do our predictions. We talked about the form of Montreal.
Yeah.
So
they also, as we talked about maybe briefly, Courtois was let go this week.
Right. So they have a new coach.
They have a new coach, and they managed to go away and get a tie against Chicago yesterday, which is a little bit of a surprise. Chicago has been actually performing pretty well on our
since we played them, essentially.
Yes, yeah, 3G. But it's been kind of interesting because everybody obviously know that organization pretty much tearing in a new one and said he's set up to fail. And they believe that he is a very good coach, and I think he's going to get a new opportunity somewhere. But it's not a coaching issue. This is the club that is not very well run.
He took that job as a stepping stone.
Yes.
Knowing that it wasn't going to end well, and he'd be better for taking a head coaching position in the top division.
Wasn't it partway through last season that he took the job? Wasn't even a full season? Or was it?
No, it was
of last year.
It was a full season because I remember they had a kind of a good start, I think.
Yeah,
But he took that team with one DP and with like a makeshift roster. They don't spend any money, and took them to the what was it? The playing game, whatever we call it.
Yeah. Yep. And I think they lost to
they lost
Atlanta,
that.
maybe.
Yeah, something like that. So they lost that game, but I mean, he overperformed, and that's what everybody says. You can't with this club. I would love to see him somewhere else. I think he is a good coach. We've seen him doing that, and I don't think we've seen the last of him. But
yeah,
with that,
yeah, let's. You guys ready to do your predictions for this week's game?
Yes, sir.
You're dumb.
Okay, Mort. Cool score. Let's start with Ben. Sent his prediction to Hawes. Ben says 2-0. That's going to be a Crew win, 2-0. Mort, you said Crew 4-0 for Montreal. Anything to add to that?
I think we're going to start finding goals. I think Russ is going to have more. I also think Russell Rowe going to get it. He should have had one in this if it wasn't for an absolutely insane save by their goalie.
Mm-hmm.
He would have had a goal.
Yep.
So he will get one of these. They don't. I was going to say 4-1, but we have a pretty good defense, and they don't score any goals. So
right.
I guess that's why I ended up on 4-0.
Makes sense. I agree. I'll cut to mine. I also said 4-0. I'm in the same mindset, same justification. Trey, you said 3-0.
I did.
What do you think we're going to do wrong to get to 3-0?
Score 3 goals.
Okay. And Hawes, you said 3-1. Crew, or is it like crew?
Crew.
We had to wait to start talking about our scores while you typed all those W's. Who you think they're going to score a goal? You're the only one who predicted that Montreal will score.
Yeah, I just feel like our defense sometimes isn't the best and allows one in. We get caught forward. So they get 1, we get 3.
Okay. All right. And who's going?
I will be there.
I will be there too. I look forward to going back. After being away from missing a game, I always get really hungry to go back again. It's a fun
Yep.
time.
It's my daughter's birthday, so won't be there.
What's the weather like in Columbus these days? And we got
Windy?
snow one day. It was 70 degrees yesterday. I think we're going to get more snow this week in Chicagoland.
Dang,
It
I
is
don't want any more
currently
snow.
54 degrees here and raining.
Oh yeah, there's a tornado. Is there a tornado?
No,
No, there
just
was a
rain.
lot of wind.
There was a front coming through. They were trying to hype it up as always. The bad news is that Saturday looks, this is a high weather. Everything can change by Saturday, but right now it looks like it's going to be pretty crappy. A high of 58 on Saturday. But
Weird. I see high of 66 and 80% chance of rain.
Yeah, I see 66.
that's funny. This is in Westerville. That's a totally different place.
Yeah.
You got that
Scary how far away you are from
weather.com.
reservoir effect.
Yeah.
But it's Ohio. It'll change.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I think that's it, guys. Ben, where is Ben? We said he's on a boat, but
it's not it. Fan score predictions. We had a handful of people get correct score predictions this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
On Instagram, we had Jason Hoover 1980 and Sarah Dobster got her second correct. And then on Blue Sky, we had Shawshank SC. Darby got his second one.
Darby.
And we had a winner. Jason.
What is it, tremolo? You're doing tremolo on your voice?
It's like the stadium.
That's different.
Jason Ashworth, winner chicken dinner.
Okay, so what? Yeah. Tell us what he's won, huh?
Mort?
Not chicken.
So what he has won is a set of 4 tumblers with fruit logos on
They're
them.
like rocks glasses, right?
Rocks glasses is tumblers.
I think
whatever.
with
when I think of tumblers,
logos
I think like a
from a sports team.
When I buy these, they're listed as like whiskey tumblers or something.
Okay, all right, yeah. All right.
I have started making it. I have been started to do the cutouts, but I have to do the etching. So
they've got all the legacy logos
for a sports team.
That we
don't name.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Mm-hmm. It's totally legal.
Yeah,
we are not selling these. They are a giveaway.
Yeah. So congratulations to all, and thanks for participating.
I assume we will reset and reload and start a new competition. First to 3.
Yeah, and I think next time around we're gonna figure out something maybe with some beer glasses because not
pint glasses.
Pint glasses because not everybody drinks whiskey like we do.
Yeah. And then
some
and if I'm understanding this correct, Hawes, then you actually don't have the best prediction record. If
somebody has 3 perfect. You only have 2. Boo. Yeah.
So congrats and thanks for participating. I wanted to ask about Ben. I don't know what he's doing. Is he on a cruise or something?
He is on a cruise.
Okay, I'm gonna check Ashley's profile because she
Ashley. She'll say what they're doing.
No, it is a cruise, and I believe they are going to the Caribbean area because I know they're sailing out of Tampa. So,
Okay.
Tampa.
Okay. All right.
So serial killer.
It's a lovely place to be this time of year.
Yeah.
Sorry to be back.
The Caribbean or Tampa?
Florida.
The Caribbean.
Yeah, the Caribbean's wonderful.
I did not have to speak Spanish, so that was good. That was good for everybody involved.
Did you speak Spanish, even though you didn't have to? Though?
No, I don't. And I'll tell you why. Because, and I heard these amateurs that think that they're gonna strike up a habla or whatever.
Okay, it's becoming clear.
Let me just say, you go in with an hola, you're toast, because then you spend the whole you have set the expectation for the conversation too high for because these bilingual people who are working at the resort or whatever, they're just trying to find out what you want to drink, and like you start flexing your middle school
Duolingo.
Spanish, your Duolingo Ben.
I was gonna say Ben's rocking the duo.
If you lead with that, you're toast, because they're like they have to decide how hard they want to go at you, and I wouldn't survive in a Spanish conversation, so I keep it English, and then they know that I don't know. And
you don't have a backup. Like my backup is like saying,
well, if they say I don't speak
I'm sorry.
English, then I'll struggle through the Spanish. Like I can do that. But like I'm not gonna make them think that I'm ready to talk to them in Spanish.
I gotta go straight Spanglish, like an idiot.
Okay. Well, so we'll see how we do against Montreal. Keep listening. Keep putting in your score predictions, and until
keep commenting.
Yeah.
We love comments,
love it.
Input, whatever it is.
Once again, anywhere you can find us on X, on Blue Sky, Instagram, Facebook, personal emails, DMs. You hit
Strava,
Live Journal.
Strava.
My address
not on Live
is
Journal.
MySpace.
We're not on Live Journal. Until next week, guys. Go Crew.
Go.
What does he say? Oh, all right.
Combat.
It's crew time.
Thanks, everyone, for joining the club. We hope you'll listen next week and every week, even in the off-season, to celebrate or commiserate. We'll save you a seat. If you like this podcast, please give us 5 stars and subscribe. You can email us at upper90clubpod@gmail.com. That's upper90clubpod@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at upper90clubpod. Go Crew!
How's your ass feeling?
Fine right now.
Good.
What happened?
Oh, he was eating
his
salsa.
spicy salsa that he gave me.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Is that what you guys are calling it?
Yeah.
A little bit of that spicy salsa.